Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and welcome to Overwatch Central. So I wanted to talk about the PTR patch that will be hitting live next week. There's of course not really going to be any news today that we want to cover, so I kind of wanted to talk about something that Sideshow said in the video that we did with him that was very profound and stuck with me actually, that I kind of wanted to share again. Now because it was an interview, a long one at that, there is a chance that that kind of quote and what you said that was really clever and really highlighted how smart this patch was missed by a lot of people. So I kind of wanted to explain the problem with Overwatch and the state it's been in over the past couple of months, and why this patch actually nails it in a really smart way, and I think Blizzard should be commended on that. So GOATS has obviously been the meta for quite some time. The whole triple tank, triple support, Brigitte, Reinhardt, Lucio, all those elements that made that composition really strong. It was a very oppressive meta, and basically all that was played in the highest tiers of Overwatch, in GM, in ranked play, and of course in the Overwatch League and higher actual pro tiers. But it wasn't as straightforward as just nerfing these heroes. Because as Jeff Kaplan highlights in this clip from the Fran stream that he did, GOATS wasn't played everywhere.
The reality is, south of, let's say, Diamond, no one's playing GOATS. Or even if they're playing Reinhardt and Zarya and Brigitte, and all the other characters that comprise GOATS, they're not playing GOATS. It's just like, you know, at Gold and Platinum, when we picked Winston and Diva, we weren't really playing dive. We were just kind of
picking them to pick it.
Like we're like, oh, I read on our competitive Overwatch, this is what everybody's playing. And like, look at us, we're so meta, and I'm sick of the meta. And it's like, you know, meanwhile, Winston's going this way and Diva's going this way, and there's no Discord orb on anybody, and it's like, that's not dive, you know?
So the real big dilemma that Blizzard had to deal with here is that they had a very strong oppressive composition with GOATS, but it was only a top tier meta and wasn't really involved in the lower ELOs. Even Blizzard themselves recognized this, and it did take a long while for them to work out what to actually do. But then we have this patch that had particular changes in here that I wanted to highlight. Lucio's Amp It Up, the speed boost amplification reduced from 70% to 50%, the crossfit effect reduced from 30 to 20%, and also for Zenyatta, the orb of destruction damage was upped, but the Discord effect was dropped 5%. Now we'll go over what the devs say about this too, but this is the clip that Sideshow said in a previous video that I really wanted to highlight again.
I think what's most promising about this patch is that it really shows that the developers recognized the issue with GOATS and had a vision in their head of how to steer the meta away from it. If you look, there's kind of a theme that runs through a lot of these. It's abilities that affect the team as a whole have been reduced, and abilities that affect the heroes individually have been increased. So like speed that affects the rest of your team has been decreased, but Lucio's still wall ride exactly the same speed because they increased that. Zenyatta's Discord for the team has been decreased, but Zenyatta still does the same amount of damage himself to discorded targets. So I love the way that the developers have taken it and gone, okay, we're not going to make it any worse for you guys in ranked who don't have the same amount of teamwork. If you're a Zen or a Lucio in ranked, you probably won't notice that much difference. But if you're playing at the top level, or you're playing, you know, in GM or something like that, where, okay, the meta is pretty oppressive at the moment and it's very much about how you play as a team and you can't shine that much individually, well, here we go. Here's some options for nerfing it. Now, it's possible that these aren't going to be enough, but you have to try and then see where it goes, because people can't see the future. So I love these changes. I think they are very intelligent changes to try and move the game in a better direction.
So that's the clip, but these are the developer comments that came in with the changes that we highlighted. For Lucio, the ability to increase his teammate speed was too strong, especially when used on a high health, low range hero. We're decreasing the overall power of Lucio's speed boost, but increasing the speed bonus he gets from using wall ride, so his mobility isn't impacted too much. So he was nerfed in one area, buffed in another. Zenyatta, the Orb of Discord made him a nearly irreplaceable support hero for your team. We're reducing its impact for Zenyatta's team, but increasing the potency of the Orb of Destruction. Like the dev comments highlight, we're reducing the impact for Zenyatta's team. And for Lucio, Lucio's ability to increase his teammate speed was too strong. Zenyatta individually were buffed, or really more kept in the same place for Lucio. But what they do for their team was nerfed. And that's the element of GOATS that made it so strong. And even in this period, the pro players have learned a lot on how to play the game at a fundamental level because of this meta. This came in from ZP, who is a caster of course. The legacy of GOATs will be felt for a long time after the current meta passes. The overall skill level of comp Overwatch has forever been increased because of forcing players to value positioning, cooldowns more than ever before. Basically, even when raw FPS talent comes more into play in a future meta, players aren't suddenly going to forget all of these lessons they had to learn about using abilities and combos in an intelligent manner. The difference will be a much crisper brand of Overwatch. I do think that we're going to see this composition dwindle quite a lot when these changes go through live, and pros, most importantly, really learn how to use the new changes. I think tanks are going to be still popular on certain areas of maps especially, but I've highlighted that a few times. I just generally feel it's one of those areas where you're never properly going to get rid of this composition, but I think it's very much on its way out. And I think that these final PTR patches that we've had have not only been a nail in the coffin there, but also very clever in how they approached it. I just wish that they approached it a lot sooner. But I just wanted to do a video sort of talking about this, really commend Blizzard for being smart. As I said, it would have been nice to have these a couple of months ago, but Blizzard are really turning it around at the start of 2019. A lot of players were left frustrated at the start of this year, end of last. Now things are looking up again. It's not going to be like this all the time. In fact, the new meta might be even worse, but you get the point. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.